rotation, and Utah made some uncharacteristic mistakes on the uneven bars, but they're going to work to fight and climb their way back on rotation number 2. Abby Brenner is a fifth-year senior from Utah, and she transferred from Michigan, where she was part of their first ever national championship team in 2021. She has been a huge asset to this Utah team, and while she enjoyed her experience at Michigan, she wanted to take advantage of her extra year by transferring to a different school as she chases her dream of becoming a coach. Abby thought it would behoove her to learn from another set of great coaches, and she told me she's extremely happy with her decision.
I was really kind of going back and forth with this concept of staying at Michigan for another year or going to a new university. And I was trying to figure out what the benefits were, because this fifth-year opportunity was so incredible, and I really wanted to reap all the benefits that I could. I felt that it would be such a unique opportunity to go see a completely different conference and a completely different program. I think what was super cool about recruiting, and I was talking to Tom a lot about this when I was on my visit, is I got to ask a lot of unique questions that most 17, 18-year-old girls don't understand about college gymnastics. Weightlifting, what are your practice schedules like? How demanding are your typical days? Do you normally have an off day during the week? Some of those questions that those club girls don't really understand yet. So I thought that was really cool. I really got to use specific questions to understand where I wanted to be and where I was going to fit in. And that was one of my questions was, hey Tom, how do you see me fitting into this, to your team? Am I coming in to do gymnastics? Am I coming in to be a leader? Where do you see my qualities fitting in, where my strengths are?
Well, I can tell you that head coach Tom Farden was absolutely not worried about Abby Brenner fitting in. He speaks so highly of her and said that she brings infectious positive energy every single day. And she has experience winning a team national championship. While Utah hasn't won a national championship since 1995, Jaden Rucker won an individual title on vault last year. She takes care of everyone on the team. She also brings a big vault. She's a huge asset to this team. Oklahoma will be on bars, and Utah will be on vault.
On vault in the NCAA this year, they have a lead of a half a point over the visiting Utah Red Rocks. This rotation, Oklahoma will be on the bars and Utah on the vault. That brings up Jillian Hoffman, the senior from California. Last week she had a 9.8 on this event.
The entire NCAA gymnastics community so happy to see her back in the lineup after an Achilles injury kept her out of competition last year. Opens with a Yurchenko full. That's a 9.95 start value. So the maximum score for no deductions is 9.95.
It's amazing. She's 8 months post-op from an Achilles surgery, and she's doing vault of all things.
Extraordinary recovery.
Well done for Jillian Hoffman. Coach, you said, sometimes they say athletes are 1 in a million. He said she's 1 in 2 in a million. Danielle Sievers, they call her Danny Sievers, will lead off the Sooners on the bar. The Sooners have the lead, and you see their lineup, which is wrapped up with Audrey Davis.
Watch these first 2 skills to see if she can keep those legs just glued together. Went hard for that handstand. Maloney up to the high bar, hack salted down, just slight separation. Looking for a stick here, half in, half out. Toes pointed and like a dart just shot him through the mat.
Wow, what a lead off. She gets a 9.95 to lead off the Sooners on vault, and now drills a routine. There's KJ Kindler in her 17th season at the Oklahoma head coach. 5 NCAA championships. He's the only college coach in history to bring 2 different teams to the national championship finals. She did it at Iowa State, and now here at Oklahoma. Here is Abby Brenner now, set to go on vault. Jillian Hoffman, a strong 9.825.
Yurchenko 1.5 twist here. Stuck one cold in the warm-ups. Almost that's just like a little hop in place. Judges look for the block off the table, the height, and the body shape. She's just over 4 feet above. She has a little bit of pike in the hips and a little soft in the knees.
7.75 on vault. Score is in for Danny Sievers, 9.875, a season high for her to lead off the Sooners on the bar.
And Faith Torres, of course, is so powerful on vault and tumbling, and really working on getting her Oklahoma form on this event, trying to keep those legs together on those flight transitions. Beautiful half pirouette on the low bar. Final handstand was just a little bit short. Double layout, nice lift in elevation, and a solid landing. A lot of good stuff in that routine.
The Sooners hoping to stick a few landings compared to how they were on Monday at LSU. Boy, they have drilled a lot of them today already.
Watch this handstand pirouette on low bar. A lot of gymnasts don't quite finish it near handstand, and that's really a slight deduction, so nice to see that there. And the double layout, nice lift and rise into the second somersault. Perfect layout position.
I spoke to head coach KJ Kindler before the meet. She said a focus was these improved landings. You saw that show up on vault, and now you're seeing that contagious energy show up again on bars. I watched warm up, and they stuck almost every single bar dismount and warm up as well.
You use the word contagious. It is true sometimes. It just seems to, once a team gets sticky, they get all sticky feet. Lucy Stanhope.
Wow, look at the distance on that. Yes, she under-rotated the vault, so they'll have to take the deduction for both the under-rotation and the step. But this distance was, oh my goodness, 10 feet away from the table. Wow.
Wow.
That's outstanding. I think if she had landed just about 9 3/4, she would have stuck that ball.
He's an alternate on the British team to the World Championship back in 2018. Two members of the team at Utah from Great Britain. Today, lecture now on bar.
Her release heel is an E element. It's very difficult, especially to keep form those toes pointed in a piked Jaeger. Good form on the pack salto down to the low bar. This is her best form so far on both those releases. Half in, half out. Some more sticky feet. I want to go check that mat. Or their feet.
Yeah. I don't know what they're putting on their feet, but it seems to be working.
I'm just joking. It's technique. I like that she really kept those legs straighter and toes more pointed than in the warm-ups. Good for her. Step up on this routine. Well done.
She's coming after Faith Torres, had a season-high 9.9. Back to vault now for Utah. This will be McKenna Smith. Lucy Stanhope had a 9.8.
Chenko 1.5 twist. Half twist on front pike. Oh my gosh, what a landing, what a vault. Unfortunately, she's a little offline. We'll see what the judges do. She landed really over the line, but this is complicated. Half twist onto the horse, but notice how it drifted off to the side, and she landed on that line, actually over that line.
There is Tom Farden, 8th year as a head coach there at Utah for back-to-back Pac-12 championships, and Utah has been trending upward. We mentioned they haven't won the national championship since '95, but each year they have been improving. In the last 2 years, 3rd at NCAAs, and he sees this team as another one that will contend for a championship this year. I think he's right. Reagan Smith, now the senior from Texas, coming after today's record at 9.875.
Super dynamic routine here. Nice handstand to start off with. Big giant ray. Another handstand right on top of the bar. Half salto, just slight leg separation. Good half pirouette. Oh no, missed her feet on the bar. Thank goodness she's strong, but that is an extra swing. Oh, too bad. Rest of the routine was really well done. Oh, he may not be stiff, but
she looks surprised, obviously. World team member and last year part of that national championship team with a clutch routine on beam in the finals, but just taken by surprise there with an uncharacteristic slip, Ken.
Yes, it's not a fall, so it's not as big a deduction as a fall, but it's an extra swing, so 3/10 of a point.
Get some notes from Tom Haley, the assistant coach, associate head coach at Oklahoma. Here is Jaden Rucker, the national champion on the cement.
1.5 twist. She had to work her way through warm-ups because she missed the first couple and then just dialed it in when it mattered most.
And Utah, what a nice rebound on ball. 3 of the first 4 scores are season high.
She just stayed so calm. And check this out, 5 feet at the hips above the table, 6 feet in distance. This is just a veteran move. The experience. She did not let the warm-ups rattle her in the beginning, just worked through the issues and then dialed it in.
I spoke to head coach Tom Barton before the meet, and he said he's looking for them to take a step out of their 1.5. He said he doesn't want them to stick. He wants them to take a step out of this. But I just watched his face, and he had the biggest smile when Jaden Rucker stuck that, so I don't think he's too upset about it.
I think he lied to you. Oh, funny.
Judges trying to figure out the actual score. Remember, there are 2 judges, and they have to be close in terms of their 2 scores, and probably trying to figure out what to do, what happens here.
It's interesting. She couldn't quite get her feet on the bar, and couldn't make a kip out of it, and without taking the extra glide out. So they're probably just trying to agree on the deduction, not whether it is a deduction. It's just how much.
Remember, 6 athletes compete for each team. You count the best 5 scores. So they are allowed to drop a low score, but that does put pressure on the rest of the lineup. Tomorrow there's a great Big Monday ACC Big 12 doubleheader on ESPN in the app. Duke is in Blacksburg taking on Virginia Tech at 7 Eastern. Then we'll take you to Waco for Keontae George and number 21 Baylor squaring off against Jalen Wilson and number 2 Kansas. 9-9-7-5 was the score for Jaden Rucker. That means she got a 10 from one of the 2 judges. The score is in now for Reagan Smith after that conference. It's a 9-7. They'll likely drop that score because Jordan Bowers and Audrey Davis, who are both superb, are coming up now to anchor the Sooners.
Watch the straight arm work in this routine. Beautiful cast handstand. Here's a straddle Jaeger. Nice height. Looked like she was the right distance away from the bar. You want those arms perfectly straight on the regress. Beautiful final cast. And the dismount is a double back with a full twist. Nice weight on that. It's a full out.
What a day the sophomore from Nebraska is having. She already had a 9.95 on vault, Kat.
Did a really nice job on that blind change, finishing it close to that handstand position. And the dismount, look at those legs together and toes pointed throughout the very complex double back with a full twist.
4 scores for Utah on vault are season highs. What a comeback, and this brings up Olympian Grace McCallum. Now let's see what she'll do for a vault here today. She's got several options.
She's doing a Yurchenko 1.5 twist. It's new this year.
Yes.
And that's exactly what Tom wanted them to do. Notice the step forward. Because this vault is new, he didn't want her trying to go for the stick yet. Get the big vault, get the flight correct, get the height, the distance. Check this out. She's over 4 feet, about 4.5 feet above the table. Good distance, lands about 6 feet. Notice how those arms go out and she reaches for the mat, not bringing her head forward.
We saw her a couple of weeks ago under-rotate that ball. That was the first time she attempted in college competition. Good for her. It'll be a solid score. Now, Jordan Bowers has a 9-9, and here is the superb Audrey Davis. This is just a work of art.
She can swing bars like you can. Check this out. Higgins roll right in the handstand and a most gorgeous pike Jaeger. Very difficult. Look at the pictures she creates on this event. The shape of the skills are perfect.
Watch this combination here for the dismount. This is
Another
unreal.
Higgins roll right to the handstand. Absolute perfection. And a double front with a half. Oh! Don't take that step.
Oh!
Oh, that was such a beautiful routine. That was the superior routine. By far, actually.
And difficulty, technique, and look at the
Look at this.
execution.
So when you finish that handstand, a very difficult Higgins roll to the eagle grip, within 10 degrees of a handstand, and we've seen her finish it right on top of the bar. Oh, just that cute little step. But unfortunately, it'll cost just a bit.
What a second rotation. Both the Sooners and Utah doing well. We'll get the score for Audrey Davis in a minute, but Utah on vault, the fourth best in NCAA this year. After the break, we'll hear from Oklahoma sophomore Jordan Bowers on how she has learned to have more confidence and embrace the team culture of the Sooners.